Well, Donald Trump is expected back in a Florida courtroom today as his attorneys try to get his federal classified documents case tossed out. This hearing comes one day after a Georgia judge dismissed several counts in the state's 2020 election interference case. So I want to bring in CBS News legal contributor Rebecca Roiphe to help us understand these latest developments. And Rebecca, since this is the today's story is what's happening in Florida, let's start with that. U.S. District Judge Alina Cannon, will consider two of Trump's motions to dismiss the case. What are Trump's attorneys claiming, and how strong are their arguments?
There are a whole set of claims, Anne-Marie, and I think the two to keep your eye on are first about the Presidential Records Act. So the former president is claiming that that act makes it such that he can unilaterally declare any of these records personal, and therefore he has a right to retain them anywhere at any time. The second part of his argument under that act is that there is no enforcement provision. The only thing that can happen if there is some kind of violation is that the National Archives has to deal with it through civil proceedings. The second argument that he's making is under the Espionage Act, which is the act that he is actually charged with violating. And that act says that people may not willfully retain documents that have relevance to the national security or defense. And so his claim under that is that that law is unconstitutionally vague as applied to presidents because it isn't clear when a former president is authorized to retain a document. So your second question, I think, was about how strong these arguments are. And I think the government has the upper hand on these arguments, in part because especially the Presidential Records Act was enacted in 1978 after Watergate precisely to prevent former presidents from just keeping whatever they wanted to keep. So I think he does have the Jack Smith or the government has the stronger argument. But that said, as with many of these cases against the former president, there are some novel questions because the facts are so new. We just haven't had a situation like this before, and that leaves things a little bit up in the air.
A trial date. That's anyone's guess at this point.
Yeah, so we're waiting for the judge to rule on the question of when this case is going to go forward. There was this odd question at the last hearing in which the former president claimed that it absolutely could not proceed before the election, that that would be unconstitutional and unfair, a violation of his rights, but also suggested that a mid-August date would be acceptable. So those two positions seem somewhat inconsistent. And so it's not clear whether the judge will go with one of those two positions or the government's argument, which is that they would like to proceed in July.
All right, Rebecca Roiphe, thank you very much.